one of the things that I would say about just having this glimpse, right? You all, I mean, everybody here is in high school or has had a high school experience already, but the idea or the what is powerful about this series is this glimpse into kind of the complexity of high school right now. And part of what we see all across the country, right, is that people are still very ill-suited to talk about the intersections of race and class and learning, and what any of that has to do with how we engage with young people in a building like this. And so I can't imagine that you all watch this without like some feelings, right? Like if I asked you to like just shout out some feelings, what feeling words would you say? What did you feel when you were actually watching this?
She's asking you to shout.
Frustration.
Fear.
Anger. Pain, right? Shame. And so I would remind you, like, well, we're watching a film, but this was like real life. For the young people and for the educators who are in this building. And part of what we see everywhere is that folks actually just simply don't have the capacity or the tools to actually engage in these conversations in meaningful ways. And so you get a lot of those feelings, right? Because we actually haven't been able to prepare ourselves, and we're still in graduate schools of education and talking about the teaching of subjects, but not actually children. And so it doesn't surprise me. It does remind me of my own teaching experience at Berkeley. It was a school that was very much like this. I taught at Berkeley High for a long time. And so I think part of what we try and do is support people to actually understand what both the history of education, like it's not an accident that our young people are having these experiences. It's not an accident that our teachers are not actually equipped to have and hold conversations with each other or with their young people about the impact of race and racism in America, right? And then we actually pretend with our young people like they don't see what they're seeing, right? I taught ethnic studies for 7 years at Berkeley High School, and our young people could more accurately and fearlessly, right, talk about what they were experiencing and what they were seeing than any adults in the building that I taught in, and that's been true. So part of what we have to do is actually be able to speak to this with a level of courage and honesty. And the truth is, if you start with your story and your own experience, you actually won't go wrong, right? Everybody is Maya Angelou. Everybody has a story. And everybody wants to tell it to be more connected. And you see people kind of fighting to tell the story. I think one of the most beautiful things about this docu-series is the extent to which the filmmaker goes to humanize people's experience, right? That you can't help but actually see the complexity in the characters and the complexity of people's lives and their experiences. And I would imagine that one of the hopes is it would actually change the way that we see each other and change the way we think about what needs to happen for young people and for the educators in the buildings.
Thank you.